Hi everyone and welcome back to the S&P Saga, your weekly recap of the S&P 500 index. We'll reveal the winners and losers that drove 71% of the index performance and which companies will announce earnings next week. The two main themes of this week are a comeback of the AI investment thesis, lifting tech companies, offset by healthcare stocks taking a dive following the Senate confirmation of RFK Jr. as Health Secretary. As usual, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to understand how individual stocks impact the S&P 500. Let's jump right into this week's review. The S&P 500 closed the week at 6,114.63 cents, up 1.5% from last week and adding 789 billion of market cap. The P/E ratio, based on current price and latest earnings, stands at 30.59, up 0.46 points since last week. Let's go to your gainers. Apple is up 255.2 billion or 7.5% as the company announced an AI partnership with Alibaba to bolster its sales in China. NVDA up 220.7 billion or 6.9% on renewed optimism about AI chip makers. Meta up 56.1 billion or 3.1% on reports that the company is planning to invest in humanoid robots. Broadcom up 38.3 billion or 3.6%, just like Nvidia following renewed excitement about AI hardware manufacturers. T-Mobile up 28.1 billion or 10% as the company announced an exclusive partnership with Starlink that is expected to significantly increase its subscriber base. Walmart up 23 billion or 2.8% as investors bid up the stock ahead of earnings next week. Coca-Cola up 21.2 billion or 7.7% following the company's stronger than expected fourth quarter earnings and providing a higher than expected 5 to 6% organic revenue growth guidance for 2025. Intel up 19.5 billion or 23.6%, driven by speculation about a potential partnership with TSMC. Netflix up 19.1 billion or 4.4% on no specific news. Palantir up 18.9 billion or 7.5% on no specific news as well. The company is up over 50% since the start of the year. Moving on to your losers. Lilly down 33 billion or 4% following the confirmation of RFK Jr. as US Health Secretary. Tesla down 18.6 billion or 1.6% on the negative perception of the company's CEO Elon Musk actions within the US government operation through Doge. Thermo Fisher Scientific down 15.2 billion or 6.9% on no specific news. Arista Networks down 14.6 billion or 9.8% on no specific news as well. Procter & Gamble down 11.9 billion or 3% on a negative BNP analyst note regarding its 2025 revenue guidance. Merck down 10.9 billion or 4.9% on continued selling pressure following the Gardasil shipment halt to China that we discussed last week. Microsoft down 9.8 billion or 0.3% on no specific news. Applied Material down 8.8 billion or 6% after the company issued a cautious 2025 guidance, citing a potential 400 million sales headwinds due to recent U.S. export restrictions to China. Fidelity National Information Services down 8.4 billion or 18.7% after issuing a disappointing earnings results and first quarter earnings forecasts that were below analyst expectations. West Pharmaceutical Services down 7.7 billion or 33.2% as the company issued a full year outlook that missed analysts' expectations. This week, there were no changes announced to the S&P 500. Q4 2024 earnings continue, with 77 members releasing earnings last week and 189 companies left to report. 45 S&P 500 members will release earnings during the week ending February 21st, 2025. And the most interesting will be Occidental Petroleum and Medtronic on February 18th, Arista Networks and Analog Devices on February 19th, Walmart on February 20th, and finally Booking Holdings on February 21st. Which company do you think will top the list next week and why? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our weekly updates. To find out why NVIDIA and Palantir were up last week, you should watch this video next.